What's up, guys? Tricks Ridiculous back with another video. So Avengers is in a pretty tough spot right now with its current content not living up to expectations and responses from the developers not really being satisfying to players. I just wanted to give my thoughts and expectations about the near future of the game. Before we do, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It all really helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. So let's get into it. So the Red Room was a disappointing event to most players, but to add even more on top of that, many players were not even able to complete the event due to a bug that would not spawn enemies during the first wave. I was not aware of this when I first posted my Red Room review, as the entire event worked fine for me, but now that this bug has come to light, and it's come to my attention, having a bug where a large amount of players can't even play the event is pretty unacceptable. What's furthermore is that the rewards for completing the chain were an exotic from the last Avengers standing, aka the 14 floor hive, for every one of your characters. This is a major reward, as these are some of the best exotics for certain characters and can be an incredible slog to grind for, given the extremely low drop chance in the last Avengers Standing mission. Unfortunately, the developers' response to this was simply, we're sorry for it was an unfortunate bug. We'll have it fixed next time Red Room comes around. Now, I have two problems with this statement. One, why can't they just reward all players who haven't finished the quest chain the exotics anyway? Surely they're able to track who has completed that quest chain. They know who those players are. And secondly, what do they mean when they say the Red Room returns? This event seemed like a pretty standalone event to me, unlike something like the Tachyon Anomaly, which was just very generic. Something's going on, you can use multiple characters, there's a rift in the timeline, whatever. Like, what's going to happen 6 months from now? Like, Yelena comes back and just hacks the harm rooms again in the exact same way. I don't really understand the Red Room as a recurring event. Tachyon Anomaly, yes. Red Room, no. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, the main thing that I wanted to really talk about in this video was just a small piece. It was kind of just a passing comment that not a lot of people caught, but just a small piece that Andy said very briefly in the latest developer stream, and I'll let that play right now.
The Red Room events and everything, these are meant to just have, they're smaller things to give you guys something to do while we work on War for Wakanda, while we work on patrol mode.
All right, so not that we didn't already assume this, but it's basically confirmed at this point that everything up until Black Panther is really going to be a nothing event. They're just, little things for us to do until the real content comes. That's really the point of this video. He also mentions patrol mode when he mentions, quote, larger pieces of content, but we already know that they have technical limitations in this game getting more than 4 players in an instance together. So I'm already assuming that patrol mode, at least the very first patrol mode we get in the Wasteland, is most likely going to be an L. It also doesn't help that they always keep falling back on War for Wakanda. Like, we want updates on bug fixes, Omega level threats, loot 2.0, or just loot updates in general, and just all the other things that that bring the game to the next level, or that will bring the game to the next level. And the devs just keep falling back on, quote, hey guys, War for Wakanda's coming. Like, we're working on War for Wakanda. Aren't you excited? Don't you want Black Panther? Like, hoping everyone will just kind of get hyped for that and forget about the current issues. Now, I'm not expecting any more events from Crystal Dynamics to be anything but a disappointment until we get Black Panther. Okay, now they did also mention Omega level threats on the developer stream, and Andy said that they're working to make them as hard as possible, citing that currently his team in testing wipes about 20 or so times during a normal run, and he wants to be wiping about 50 or more times. Now, I am taking this with an absolutely massive grain of salt because Andy also said Red Room was extremely hard, and it is definitely, I think we can all agree, one of the easiest pieces of content in the game right now. So, Andy, I love you, but excuse me if I don't trust your assessment on the difficulty of stuff in this game. Also, we know 2 of the Omega level threats. We know the Super Adaptoid fight, which is really just going to be a spin on the story mode mission that we already have. We've already played that fight. You can go back and play it right now. It's a very easy fight unless they're giving Super Adaptoid new moves or adding some sort of wacky mechanics to the fight that, we're not aware of yet. The fight itself is a very straightforward fight. It's pretty easy. Go play it right now. And then we have the cloning labs, which we saw gameplay of when it was initially leaked. And honestly, it does not look very complicated at all. They'll require a very minor amount of communication, but it's it's not really many things that we haven't already done, from a kind of task perspective. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a lot of like stand on the plate, pull out this thing while someone else destroys the capsule, things like that. And then, overall, it just doesn't look very complicated. So, unless there's like a third Omega level threat type mission that's neither of those, they already said Cloning Labs was not going to be the first one to come out. So by process of elimination, that would the average person would assume it's the Super Adaptoid fight, unless there's some wild third one that we don't know about yet that's been completely hush-hush, but I strongly doubt that's the case. But really, I mean, the Omega level threats are really the only thing I'm holding out hope for until Black Panther. They're going to be, really the only type of end game content. Obviously I'll do the Cosmic Cube villain sector when it comes out, of course, but I don't expect that to be much more than a villain sector with normal villain sector rewards. And for patrol mode, we shall see. I am hoping I'm wrong, but if it's just a 4-player party, we still don't have the ability to join someone while they're in progress. We have no ability to bump into other players, on the map, and the absolutely barren, massive wasteland map as a patrol space. I'm just predicting a major L for that. I hope I'm wrong, but if it's just dropping 4 players, pre-made 4 players into just the massive wasteland map and just saying go nuts, there might be a few little ticky-tack things here or there to do on the map, that's not going to work. That's not going to be a good patrol mode. But anyway, we'll have to see. But crux of this video, don't expect too much out of any events. If Red Room and kind of what Andy's indicating or anything to take to heart, Black Panther is really what they're banking on. We kind of already knew this, but just want to temper expectations. Don't expect too much out of the Cosmic Cube event. Don't expect too much out of the Wasteland Patrol. Hopefully Omega level threats will at least be the kind of end game piece of content that we want to see. I'll have another video out this week with an overview of my Omega level threat ready characters, kind of all of the different characters that I feel should be ready for Omega level threats and kind of the different builds that I'm going to be playing and kind of what each of them bring to the table. But until then, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.